Hi, everybody.
Hello, welcome back to the A&R Show with
A.
Andy and R, Rebekah. It's a little overcast and rainy today in Los Angeles, so we're enjoying that.
Yeah. Rebekah is trying to explain to me what we're going to talk about today.
So he just hit record. So basically, I wanted to talk about kind of like when you're in a new relationship and you really like somebody. How do you know when to move forward in that relationship, making it a thing, and committing to a relationship? And also, how do you know when you're in love with somebody? You know, I think like being in love is one thing, loving someone is one thing, but like understanding that no one in this relationship is perfect. And understanding there's like quirks and there's flaws, and loving that person despite those things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to kind of talk about.
Well, how did you know when you were in love with me?
Well,
Really?
let me share with you guys. This guy, he hasn't changed a whole lot since I met him in terms of his personality and who he is as a person.
I'm consistent.
But he has changed a lot in a lot of positive ways in regards to how to work with me and how for us to work together as a couple, especially living together, as we talked about. So when I first met Andy, I didn't think anything other than he was very hot. I thought you were hot. That's originally what I thought. He's hot. Once I started talking to him, I realized he was really weird. Like, I never really understood what he was saying. He kind of mumbled some things, and then it's like he would be talking about something, and then he'd go somewhere else, and then he'd go back to it, and then he'd go somewhere else, but then he'd go back to what he was talking about the second time, then he'd go back to the first time, and I was just super confused. So just weird, you know?
I'm a complex individual.
And then he actually asked me what I thought of him when we first went out, and I said, "You're cocky." Like, that's one thing I could say. He's hot, he's weird, he's cocky.
Confident.
But no, cocky's not confident. We'll talk about that another time. So basically it was these things which didn't necessarily make me feel like this was gonna be a secure relationship. I just felt like we're all to have a good time. Once I got to know him and he put his guard down and he was a little more sensitive, a little more thoughtful, a little more sweet, and very caring, that's when things started changing. And just the way he would look at me, he'd look at me like he look at me, not like that, not like that. He'd look at me like with these eyes, and I could just tell like he just really cared about me. I was going through some injuries and stuff, and remember,
Yeah.
my knee and my stomach, and he was just there for me. And I started falling in love with him before I really even knew him, just because I could feel, I knew what what a sincere person he was underneath all that initial meetup. So I actually fell in love with Andy, I want to say maybe like 4 weeks to 6 weeks after really getting to know him. And I'm more in love with him today than I've ever been. And it's been 5.5 years. And what about you?
What?
When did you know you loved me?
I don't know.
Oh my God, yes you do. Tell them.
I don't know. We probably started dating, and then.
We didn't start dating. Not
What?
really.
Well, I mean, when I started seeing you or hanging out with you, and then I don't know, and then when we moved in together.
Oh my God.
What?
That's not true at all. When you fell in
What?
love with me?
Yeah, like what do you?
When you told me you loved me,
Wow. I told you I
wasn't
loved
even
you.
living here.
I told her I loved her. Did I tell you first?
Yes. I waited. I wanted to say it.
But I think, I don't know, I think love is when especially that we've been together for a long time now, going on 5.5 years, I try to think back of when I knew I was in love with her, and I guess there's different times where I don't know if maybe there was a more of a more love, if you will. Does that make sense? Like when I guess when I started dating,
when you knew you loved me and you knew
yeah,
you wanted to be
but
with
then
me.
but then like then there would be these times where I felt like I loved you even more then.
Right.
And then I would look back on the times where I thought I loved you, and then I
Right.
thought to myself, I think to myself, you know, I thought that I loved her, but I really love her now.
Yeah.
And I keep having these different levels.
Right, but I'm just talking about the first time.
Yeah, I get
When
you
you
know,
knew. It was early on.
It was early, you know.
It was early on, but we didn't really know each other.
It felt good. There was a couple, you know, like one of the things that I always tell people is, you know, when I used to smoke, and I smoked for 15, 17, 18 years.
But I didn't know that.
Right? And
No.
so
Because look at
one
how
of the
fit and strong he is.
I look good in this shirt. I'm gonna make more of these. You know, we're both wearing our gear.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, but when the first time it wasn't even a date, but the first time we hung out, I went to go pick her up. She was running behind,
Of course, I'm a woman.
and I
had hair
got out
down.
of my car, and I was gonna smoke a cigarette. I did smoke a cigarette, and when she
Like
came
this.
out, yeah, I was smoking a cigarette. Yeah. And when she came down, and I saw her walk down the stairs. You know, she was wearing boots, and her hair was all pretty, and she was wearing, you know, she looked great. And she walked up to me and she said, "Oh, you smoke?"
I was very like, whoa.
She was
like,
surprised, and I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "What?
You're like, is that a deal breaker?
Is that a problem or something like
and
that?"
I was
Yeah.
like, no, you do
And-
you.
Yeah. So the rest of the night, I didn't smoke while we were together that evening, and then I had one cigarette left in my pack, and I didn't smoke after when I left. I didn't smoke that evening. I go up to the roof and have a cigarette. I didn't smoke the next morning with my coffee, and I didn't smoke again. Ever. And you know, I couldn't quit. I didn't quit. You know, when I would say I'm gonna quit every New Year that went by, I would say I'm gonna quit. When Enzo was being born, I was gonna quit. When Enzo turned 1, I was gonna quit. You know, and
this was the first time we went out together.
That was the, you know, and I don't, you know, it was powerful enough for me that day that I, you know, quit smoking. And
you
know, it was
and
going.
You stayed cool. You
Yeah.
didn't, and you didn't smoke after that.
And I didn't smoke after that. And I also, you know, I was going through a rough time.
Yeah, you needed some changes.
And in my, you know, and so it was just it was a different feeling in the beginning, and there's different moments of it where I look back and I'm like, man, you know, especially now, there's things that happen in my life that are great things, that I'm, you know, I fall in love with her, I guess, more.
I fell in love with you more.
Next time I get to pick the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a mosquito.
No, it's not.
It's a mosquito.
No, it's not a mosquito. It's one of those little cute ones that they just eat your fruit. Whoop.
I didn't get it.
No.
Anyway, so basically, I feel like, you know, when you know you want to be with this person because they make you feel like you want to be a better person.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good person to hold on to. I don't think rushing into things is necessary, but I think that if you both are on the same page, if you both are on the same page, you both have the same feelings, mutual feelings, I think it's important to explore that. And I think you'll know when your heart has fallen, because it's like, it's so easy. I want to be around him. I want to share things with him. Like, he's my go-to. Oh, stop. See the cockiness? He's my first person to go to when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm angry. Even when we get in fights, all I want to do is, there's two things I want to do to him, and this is how I know I'm completely in love with him. I want to hit him in the face so hard and yet I just want to just hug him, and I want to just kiss him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love him so much, and even though he pisses me off sometimes, and we get on each other, like I seriously, like I just want to be with him all the time.
Look, the hardest
and
fights,
work through those things.
When people are around each other as much as we are,
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But not everyone's like that. I mean, that's just our life. But in general, you know, I think that.
When you know, you know.
You know, when you know, and it's okay to take it slow. It's okay to slow things down. But I think it's important to acknowledge those feelings and to be able to share that with one another.
And sometimes you just gotta do it. You know, you reach out and I know they say don't rush into things too, but like
it can work. It can go two ways. But here's the thing too. Once you move in together, I think it's important to know like the pros and cons of each other. And you learn those things when you're in a relationship, like the little things that irritate Andy that I do, or the little things that he does that irritate me.
Nothing even irritates me.
That is not even true. You're like, you're so annoying sometimes. And it's like, maybe I am, but so are you.
It's like today I'm making the bed, and she comes in, then she makes the bed.
No, I was helping you.
No, yeah, I know.
I was fluffing
the pillows.
But
I was making the bed, and then she goes in and makes the bed. Sometimes I see her go in there and make the bed after I've made the bed because I didn't make it the way she wanted. Like you pull the sheet back.
We already talked about this. I just put the pillows back on. But what I'm trying to say.
What was the original question?
What?
When do you know you're in love?
No, I know. But what I'm trying to say is when you can accept the flaws, the past, the mistakes. When the little quirks, the things that you're like, okay, that's annoying, but I can live with it, and I'm okay with it, and I'm. You know, all those things are important. If somebody does something, like if he was a smoker, and he decided I'm not gonna quit smoking, or he's like, oh, I'll try, but then he kept smoking, honestly, it would have been a deal breaker for me. Because I can't do that for myself.
And I think one of the bigger points we're missing, we only have a couple minutes, is I think for men it's a little different, like when they're in love, you know.
What?
I think you know, when men decide that they're, you know, gonna stop dating, be monogamous.
Oh God.
It's true. It's like you know, women. Not all the women, but like I would imagine, you know, for men, it's like the greatest gift a man could give a woman is say, I'm not gonna have sex with anybody else but you.
Yeah, but pick the right one.
Ever.
Yeah, but pick the right one, and it's all worth it.
Yeah,
You're worth it.
But you know, I just think, you know, for that, you know, I don't think there's a greater gift. If a woman can bear,
oh my God! Of course, you had to throw in a little
if the greatest gift a woman could give to a man, I guess, is children, you know, then I would say that the greatest gift a man could give to a woman is monogamy.
That would be called. What's it called? Oh my God.
That'd be called love.
That would be called love.
Love.
It's called.
I love you enough to never have sex with anybody else ever again.
Companionship.
But you can have companion and still have.
I get to be there when you're sick, when you're old, when you can't touch your toes. I keep telling him touch his toes because I'm not tying his shoes when he can't, but I will tie your shoes. Like, that's love. Okay? Anyway. When you know, you know. Take a chance.
When did you know?
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. That's just part of you growing.
Yeah.
And learning, because you'll meet the right person.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Anyway, thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for stopping us in the street, at the gym, wherever you see us.
We'll have Thanksgiving next week, so we'll maybe have a little topic about Thanksgiving.
I know. And thank you for all the support. If you think that I'm totally wrong about the monogamy thing,
oh my God,
let me know in the comments. Okay. Guys, come on, be honest.
No,
let me know.
But that means you're in love with this.
I'm in love with this person, so I'm going to be monogamous forever.
Okay, forever.
I think that's when guys, that's what guys says. Will you marry me? Really, they're saying, I'm not going to have sex with anyone else ever again.
Oh my God, you just had to throw that in last minute.
But that's.
No, it's not. Go ahead, people.
I love you.
Yeah, you better.
I do love you.
Because you're marrying me. You're stuck with me. Forever.
Forever.
All right. You're so lucky. I love you. Okay, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.